The families of the victims of the Orlando nightclub shooting are suing Facebook, Google, and Twitter. A federal civil suit filed Monday claims the tech companies provided material support to ISIS and helped radicalize the gunman Omar Mateen. CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reed is in Washington. Paula, can you elaborate on the claim here?
Yes, Elaine, the families in this lawsuit argue that without Google, Twitter, and Facebook, Omar Mateen never would have been inspired to carry out that massacre in Orlando. Now, similar claims like that have been made before, but the lawyers in this lawsuit go one step further. Elaine, they argue that not only was ISIS using these platforms to recruit, to train, and to inspire, they argue that the platforms were using them to make money through targeted advertisements that were attached to some of the content that ISIS has created.
Paula, what is the precedent for cases like this? Do we have any indication at all of how successful a case might be?
The case is unlikely to be successful. This is certainly not the first time that victims of a terrorist attack have sued these social media companies. For the most part, social media companies are protected under federal law. They are not responsible for anything that is communicated through their platforms or anything that happens as a result of what is communicated through those platforms. But Elaine, across the country, there are a couple judges who are now starting to take a skeptical look at that and whether or not there should be more liability on behalf of social media companies and other companies like Craigslist for what happens through their platforms. I think that's what this lawsuit is trying to do. They're trying to find another judge who is perhaps skeptical. If you can get disagreement across the country with different federal courts, you can potentially get this case all the way to the Supreme Court.
Well, Paula, based on what you just said then, might we be seeing more of these types of cases connected to terror attacks like perhaps Ohio State?
Absolutely. I think as you see more and more of these cases being filed, you see one or two after each major terror attack, you will continue to see increased pressure on these social media companies to do something. In many ways, these cases are filed in the court of public opinion. And you have seen a response. Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, they have taken a more proactive approach. But Elaine, law enforcement sources tell me they don't want this to go too far because you have to remember, the greatest window that they have into a lot of aspiring jihadists is what they say and do on social media. And every single aspiring jihadist case that I've reported on has a social media component. What they say and do on social media, very important evidence. So it's a fascinating case with lots of sides. I'll continue to follow it. I'm sure we'll be doing more reports in the future.
Absolutely. All right, Paula Reed in Washington for us. Paula, thanks so much.